All right, the Word on the Street segment depicted what the campus and student body feels about the political environment on campus. Rada Taylor took the cameras to the teams individually to find out what their platforms were.
Exactly. They sat down, they talked about the promises with MAP and CYZ, and, they asked them about what they're planning to do if they do get control of the government in this upcoming school year of 2009 and 2010.
Hey Queen's University, I am Radha here with Queen's TV. We are hanging out with Team CYZ running for the AMS elections.
First and foremost, there's issues of diversity and around is there enough diversity on the campus and are these things being met? I think that this is something that needs to be worked towards for sure to improve that, and that the AMS and the student government needs to take a proactive approach in doing that. In addition, another issue that I think is very important is that of the issue of budget cuts. 15% over 3 years, that's affecting a lot of programs. It's very unsustainable. And in addition to that, we're seeing the university shifting its focus to more graduate-based study as opposed to undergraduate. And I think that we need to preserve the quality of undergraduate education. The AMS is here to lobby for undergraduate students, and that's what we want to do.
Queens, what's up? We are here with Team MAP. They are running for the AMS exec. What are the current problems you feel the university and the student body is experiencing?
I think there's several problems, and I think the first one we want to talk about is academics. The university is facing 15% in budget cuts over the next 3 years, which is a serious problem. As we pay more tuition, these budget cuts are seriously affecting the quality of our education. So I think the way we look at it is we need to think creatively about education. The way the system is set up right now, it's based on a structure that's 100 years old. Cramming 450 people in a classroom is just not conducive to learning. So I think we're putting it forward as a priority that we want to explore the new technologies to make learning more efficient so that we can get the most out of the money we're paying, even with the budget cuts that we face.
Secondly, we really need to work on strengthening all of our faculty-society relationships. We need to use one another as a sounding board so that we can come up with ideas and solutions together on all the issues that are affecting students here at Queen's.
Lastly, I feel social issues is a huge concern on this campus, and I feel that we need a safe space for healthy dialogue where people of all walks of life can come together and discuss these issues in a safe manner.
Right now, Queens has been having a slightly rough year. We've had homecoming has now moved to May. We've had the resignation of 2 vice principals. We've been experiencing the Islamophobia. There was the Jacob Mantle incident, the negativity about the intergroup facilitators, and now is also the naming of the Robert Sutherland room towards the building. Overall outlook of Queen's University is negative, and what would you want to do and what do you aim to do in order to improve the public relations and the overall outlook of Queen's?
I think that it can start right here in Kingston by really extending our volunteer reach. What we want to do is have a central volunteer hub where volunteers can come in and they can learn about these volunteer opportunities that exist within the Queen's community and within the Kingston community as well. We really want to extend the reach of our volunteers as far as we possibly can. That will also incorporate the services. So getting services together so they can create this very welcoming atmosphere outside of the Queen's community and reaching it out into the Kingston community as well.
I think when you talk about all these issues, it's really difficult to pinpoint down like one specific solution that really handles all of them at once because they are so diverse and deal with very different facets of this university. But at the end of the day, we're running for executive because we feel as student leaders, we really need to advocate for students and undergraduate students specifically and really serve and represent the diversity of students as accorded to our mandate. And we feel what hasn't been done this year as much is really student leaders willing to take up that role and really voice student opinions, and it's been kind of more thrown towards their more personal inclinations rather than serving their mandate to serve and represent these students. So I feel we will be more vocal in advocating for student opinions, whether it's on the planning table with the Queen's Center and kind of the problems surrounding that, or whether it's diversity issues and ensuring that students have this opportunity for dialogue and their opinions and their concerns about it are voiced to administration and voiced to the community and voiced to everybody else.
So what are the main highlights of your platform, as well as what do you feel is missing from your platform? And then on top of that, what do you feel is a tangible way for us to be able to track your accomplishments?
First of all, we want to ensure student representation when we go to the planning table for homecoming to return in the fall of 2011. We want to ensure that there's a direct bus that goes to the Via Rail station. Right now, you either pay a $15 cab or you have to take a 2 transfer bus, and it takes you like an hour to get there. So we want to ensure a direct bus, 10 minutes, as part of our contract with Kingston Transit. We want to increase food options on campus for halal and kosher diet observers and ensure that people who do follow these diets are able to come to Queens and are able to fully reap the advantages of paying into these services. We want to ensure that clubs get the support they need financially. We want to increase the 500% to $30,000 and introduce a club's-specific full-time manager. Right now, the club's manager is kind of amalgamated with student center officers, so it's a little not quite as much of the focus that we want. Other things we're looking at, we want to introduce a Not at My Queens campaign, which really kind of acknowledges the fact that as a community, we don't support the issue. We don't support the discrimination that we've seen pop up in the past year. These are isolated things, and as a community, these aren't our values.
I think they all fall under the three pillars of advocating, educating, and empowering. And these are three kind of action words that we really feel encompass all of our platform. So to start off with something we haven't really talked about yet under advocating is advocating for an earlier exam timetable.
In terms of educating, we want to make sure everyone knows exactly where their student dollars are going. As of right now, each student pays about $700 in student fees, yet most of us don't know where that money's going. So what we propose to do is release all our financials on our website, as well as email them out at the beginning of the year to make sure each student knows what the AMS is doing with their money.
And then thirdly, under our pillar of empowering, what we want to do is ensure that every single student on this campus has a voice. There were many decisions that were made this year where not all Queen's students' voices were incorporated in the decision-making process and the proposals that were made. So what we want to do is host open town hall forums where students can come out and discuss issues that really matter to them.
We have 6 main platform points that can be found at our website, votecyz.com. And for each one of these, we are making a commitment that if we do not fulfill this promise, for each one individually, the 3 of us are putting $3,000 of our collective salaries on the line. And this money will go back to student initiatives if these, in the AMS, if these platform points are not fulfilled. So that is a grand total of $18,000 of student money that we are going to be held accountable for to students, to actually show accountability, because actions speak louder than words.
And in terms of making sure that the students know that we are accomplishing these goals in our platform, I think it's really important, instead of putting money down and making things seem like, well, this is why these things are going to happen, we'll give you $3,000 back. We're going to communicate these goals. We're providing the opportunity for us to communicate with students on a day-to-day interaction.
Queens, this is Team MAP. If you want to find out more information about them, you can just visit www.votemap.ca. And there you have it. This is Team CYZ. They are running for the AMS elections. Once again, if you want to read their platforms, it's
votecyz.com.
Make sure you go out to vote for your AMS exec.